struggling to hear the speaker, just please move forward a little bit as well. Okay.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sam, and I am 16 years old. I have been invited to speak to you today to tell you about myself and what it is like to be a young person with a disability in education. The person sitting next to me is Chad, my personal assistant. It is his job to sort out any technical difficulties I may have, so let us hope nothing malfunctions. Papa, I have always attended a mainstream school and did my GCSEs this year. I have two main passions in life. The first is sport, especially football. I was the coach for my primary and secondary school teams, and we won the league in year 6 and again in year 10. I am 6 weeks into my sports course at Newcastle College, and I am absolutely loving it. My other passion is advocating for young people, especially those with additional needs, which I have done since I was 13. I volunteer with 3 local youth advocacy groups and am part of the national group, FLARE, who directly advise the Department for Education. With FLARE, I have opportunities to engage with decision makers, and I presented to the last 2 education ministers through taking part in ministerial roundtables. I was co-chair of the Youth Voice Matters conference this year, which was a huge honour, and have won awards for my personal achievements and for being an ambassador for young disabled people. Despite my positive outlook, there are many hurdles and challenges I face every day. I have complex health needs and rely on others for support in all aspects of my life. I have had a very difficult past 10 months, where I have been in a very long and complicated battle with my local authority over the support I need for further education. For a long period of time, the local authority delayed things. Then, after finally agreeing my budget, it wasn't enough to pay for the cost of my support. They had set a budget unlawfully, and we had to make an appeal. Although we fought and won, it took its toll on me and my family. Almost every young person I meet with any type of additional need reports the same thing. Everything is a fight. Everything is a battle. Opportunities and outcomes for us are not good enough. So, what needs to happen? Notice I use the word happen rather than change. To be honest, I don't want to face a whole load of change. Change means new policies. Change means new people. Change is slow. New policies and practices take time to embed. Change gives people an excuse to blame their failures on the challenges of implementing the changes. What I would really like to see is people delivering the services they are supposed to deliver and doing it well. Sometimes things need to be fixed rather than changed. I need services to stick to their policies. I need services to meet their timescales. I need services to be held accountable for delivering their duties and for when they make mistakes. I need to be treated lawfully. Basically, I need people to just do their jobs. I guarantee that if services delivered well on their current offers, without making any changes at all, I would have better physical and mental health. I would be safer in my community. I would feel more equal to my kids, and I would be much more ready and prepared for further education in adulthood. If I could change one thing though, it would be to ensure everyone in the country understands the word equity. Many people believe that giving everyone the same offer is fair. It sounds fair, doesn't it? But my outcomes would be very different from yours if that offer was, for example, a glass of water. Look at it this way, we both need water and we both have been offered water. But you can pick yours up and drink it and I can't. We have the same offer, but very different outcomes. I am still thirsty. I need someone to hold the glass. I need a straw to drink from. We can then both drink the water. That is equity. We have a different offer but the same outcomes. Now it is fair. I would like to talk to you now about my chosen career, which is to become a football coach. My education in Peace so far has been quite a mixed bag. Although many teachers have tried to involve me in their PE lessons, I felt as though they were trying to make me fit the lesson rather than making the lesson fit me. I am so passionate about sports. I have always made the best of the situation. However, now that I am older and looking back, it is obvious that I have been massively failed. Never once in my entire school career has anyone ever adapted a lesson so that I could meaningfully exercise or develop fitness and strength. I honestly thought it was something that just wasn't for me. I suppose, deep down, feeling too disabled to be able to exercise. I feel disappointed that, despite my obvious passion for sport, no one ever thought about how I could develop my own fitness and feel the physical and mental benefits of physical exercise. I was sitting in class learning about the benefits to health, thinking that my own health was at a disadvantage. It is quite insensitive, really, to teach this to disabled young people and not acknowledge how they can be part of it. I feel that this is an appropriate moment to point something out that I feel quite strongly about. Not every disabled person likes bocce. Bocce was the only sport offered to me to be able to complete the skills component of my course. I was the only one in the class doing it, and the teachers were my opponents, excluding me from lessons with my peers. I have no interest in bocce at all. To all of the educators in the room, please don't force feed disabled young people with a sport that you think they should do based on their disability. In school, my level 2 BTEC sport course did not include any examples of people with disabilities of any kind. I think there is a mentality that people with disabilities, especially severe physical disabilities like me, can't exercise at all. When my EHCP was recently revised, I wanted to ensure that my health needs were met, not in terms of my medical needs, but my general physical and mental health needs. I want to be able to take part in exercise which raises my heart rate and develops my strength. Despite the importance placed on exercise for able-bodied people, I had to fight for this to be included as a health need. Obviously, I need my PA to support me with this, which is why it was so important to get in my EHCP. Otherwise, my support would not have been funded. I think access to physical activity like this should be a human right, not something to have to fight for if your limbs don't work in the typical way. I have recently learned about the term physical literacy, which I understand to be a combination of motivation, physical competence, knowledge, and confidence of physical skills and movement with the intention of making people active for life. I feel as though this was never applied to me. I understand the goal is for people from a very young age to learn to see exercise and fitness as part of their everyday lives. It is very important that people with disabilities aren't excluded from this and that educators are specifically trained to meet the needs of everyone, even those with very limited mobility. Physical literacy needs to be equitable and everyone should benefit. Otherwise, by the nature of what it is trying to do, it is inherently ableist and non-inclusive. I always say, please don't try to reinvent the wheel. Please consider that sometimes we just need to get the cogs turning. We might not always need new cogs. Look at existing good practice and learn from that. We are all equal and deserve equality of opportunity. A very good place to start is to actually ask the young person what it is they want to achieve, what they feel capable of, and what they see their challenges to be. Alongside my sports studies, coaching and volunteering, I have my own business, Dream Big, Live Bigger. I am a disabled rights activist with something to say on most topics. My aim is to challenge existing practice, think of solutions, speak up for others and, importantly, empower young disabled people to speak up for themselves. In the future, I hope to be a sporting role model, showing what is possible, both as a coach and by showing that you can exercise no matter what disability you have. Huge biceps, defined pecs and a six-pack would be nice too. Thank you for listening, and if you would like to hear more about me or book me for an event, please scan the QR code on the screen to get in touch and check out my socials.